G'day guys, welcome back. I'm Andrew. This is Too Many Projects, Not Enough Time, or this weekend I should say, frozen in time. So anyway, here we are in the Great White North with our Defender 6x6 here from Can-Am. Wonderful piece of kit. Anyway, there's been a lot of guys wondering how to change the standard gas strut lift on the boxes into an electric actuator lifted box, which is really handy if you want to just rock up and dump something without jumping out of the front and having to come back and pull the handle. So we're going to run through how I did that and what I used and how I did it. And so come on, let's take a look and see what's involved. And it's not that hard actually, and it's not that expensive. I got away with it probably for half of the price of what Can-Am's charging for that kit, which wasn't available on this model when I got it, but it is I think on the 2021 model. It comes standard, but 2020 it wasn't. So let's take a look. Alright, so one of the first things we had to do, we have to take off the manual lockdown system here, because once we have the actuator set up, then it holds it down and you don't have to worry about the manual lock. Otherwise you can't pull up and then press the button and flip it up if you still have this lock bar on here that clamps down on both sides of the chassis. Alright guys, as you can see, the actuator installs in place using the original gas strut mounting locations, and simply is installed using the pins that we used with the factory gas struts as well. Now, coming from the bottom of the actuator is a pair of wires that are about 24 inches long in the case of my actuator. And in my case, have a 2-pin quick disconnect plug on the end of them. The same as in the picture here. And to extend these wires, I simply used a 14 gauge 2-pin extension cable, once again, just like in the picture. You'll need to measure for the length needed for your rig, but I needed about 9 foot for the 6x6, so I used a 3 foot and a 6 foot extension to get my length. I then wired these going forwards using the area under the floor where the cables and the radiator lines, coolant lines run, and then snipped off the very end of the cable up behind the dash and used some female spade connectors so I could plug them into the back of the switch. The switch I used was a 7-pin momentary switch, just like a winch switch, but I could not find a switch with a dump box little picture on it, so I just got this hatch switch for like a boat hatch, like an automated electronic control boat hatch switch, and then I just scratched off the word hatch, and the picture itself kind of looks like a dump box, which you can see here in this picture, but it will work just fine either way. To wire the switch up, I just researched it on YouTube, and in the description below I have a link to the video that I found the easiest to understand and made it very understandable to complete the wiring. It was so easy. So a big thanks to the YouTube channel Progressive Automations for that help and a very descriptive video. I also have a link to Air on Board, where I found all my switches to wire up the winch isolation switches and my LED light bar, obviously including the dump box. The actuator I used, I had on my Polaris previously, and it's a HydroWorks 9,000 pound actuator with an 8-inch stroke, and is fitted perfectly between the mounting base on the frame and the mounting point on the bed. It's also listed in the description. Just do a bit of a Google search for this part number that I've listed, and to find a local supplier online or near you of your choice. Alright, thanks for coming along today guys. Appreciate your spending a few minutes with me here today, and I hope you learned something. Remember to like and subscribe and to hit that bell notification, and we better get back in the shop there and warm up. It's a little cold today, a little cold snap up here, so we'll see you in the next video. Appreciate you coming along.